Alright guys, what's going on? I'm Tim. This is a Cash Killing AC Sports Report, a little Monday morning quarterback right now. Happy Columbus Day to everyone. The big news right now coming out of the NFL is none other than Tim Tebow, who took over for Kyle Orton late in that game yesterday and really did not do as well as everyone's talking. I'm not really understanding why Broncos fans are so desperate to see this guy. I don't. But let me go through a few things first. While Kyle Orton has thrown 8 TDs to 7 picks this year, which is not very good, the last 2 seasons he's been almost like a super game manager. Last season, 20 TDs to 9 picks. The season before, 21 TDs to 12 picks. What has Tim Tebow shown you that makes you think he can do that? Tim Tebow, what he's shown me is he can come in and go yesterday. This is what Tim Tebow did yesterday. Kyle Orton, 6 of 13 in the first half. No problem with them benching him. But if you're going to bring Tim Tebow in and expect him to be your starter, well, he better be ready to do it. And it certainly didn't look like he was. 4 of 10 for 79 yards? Okay. Pretty sure I could go in and do that. I mean, Mike Kafka could go in and do that. That's not good. And Tim Tebow has one huge run where he breaks it for a touchdown. I got news for you. Tim Tebow is athletic. Tim Tebow is not lightning, Vince Young, Michael Vick, Cam Newton fast. He's not. He's not even close to it. He's not as elusive. And if you give teams 2 weeks to learn how this guy runs, he won't be running anymore. I can guarantee that. And if he is, he'll get his head knocked off. I like what Tim Tebow does. I enjoy the passion he has for the game. And I think with that passion, he will eventually be able to have some success in the NFL. How much, that remains to be seen. But to get rid of Kyle Orton, you better have a good option there, number 2, that's ready to step in for you now. And I know you invested a lot of money into Tim Tebow with a first-round pick that I still don't get. And I know you have fans chanting for this guy. But what everyone has to sit back and understand is, look, this guy still needs a lot of work throwing. And I don't know if he's ever going to get enough work in Denver where he's throwing Brandon Lloyd's his best wide receiver. Willis McGahee's his best running back probably. I mean, I just don't know if he has the pieces around him to be successful. He's never going to be the type that's going to carry his team. He's going to be the type that you look at and you say, you know, with a good team, he can be a pretty good quarterback. A middle of the pack in the NFL. And I think that's what Tim Tebow's destiny may be. But is he ready for that type of step now? I don't think so. And I don't understand why everyone else appears to think that Tim Tebow is ready. Because Kyle Orton maybe isn't having a good season doesn't mean that the backup is all automatically ready. And because you're eager to see Tim Tebow, that doesn't mean Tim Tebow is ready to step on that field. Tim Tebow plays with a passion, and he's always going to look like he's ready to step on that field. But in reality, in Tim Tebow's head, he knows he's not ready for this type of step right now. Tim Tebow knows that he's not ready to go out there right now and be an all-pro quarterback, and that if he's going to be at his best later in his career, he needs another year or so on the bench. I strongly believe that. He's going to need the Broncos to get weapons around him. And the real thing in this entire video that doesn't make any sense to me, isn't Brady Quinn the backup? I mean, I said throughout the offseason to all the people who are saying Tebow, Tebow, Tebow. Well, he's not even the second-string quarterback. I mean, that must be telling you something. In the end, that's just telling you the Broncos really didn't want to have a controversy, so they just put Tebow at third. In reality, Tim Tebow is the second-string quarterback. Because if I'm Brady Quinn, I'd be pretty pissed if you pulled me, or if you pulled the starter yesterday, and you passed over me, who I'm supposed to be the number 2, and you put in the third-string guy. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't really seem to make any sense. So if you're going to do it that way, say we got an open battle, Tebow's the number 2 quarterback, that's fine. I don't think anyone's going to have an issue with that. It's not really like it's news to anyone. But I don't understand why people underrate Kyle Orton as much as they do. He's not having a good year, and I think he's probably feeling the pressure of no one really wanting him there. But he's had pretty good success the few years he's been there. He's not a great quarterback, but I don't think the Broncos have a great option in Tim Tebow waiting for them. Is Tim Tebow going to be Tom Brady? No. Is Tim Tebow going to, in the end, do any more than what Kyle Orton's doing? I really doubt it. at Tim Tebow's best, maybe he'll do what Kyle Orton's doing now. But do you want to go, if you're a Broncos fan, and give up the next 3 years to figure that out? I don't know. I mean, at some point, I think the people in Denver and in America calling for Tim Tebow are going to have to realize that the main reason Tim Tebow was brought in there was to make money. And we've heard that John Elway isn't a big fan of him. I mean, I don't know, honestly, what the deal is with all this stuff, but I just don't think Tim Tebow has what it takes right now, especially to step in and be successful. At that, they benched Kyle Orton. Tim Tebow's going to be the starter there from now on, I would say. And we'll see what he can do. Maybe he proves me wrong. I just don't see it in his throwing form. I mean, if you watched the Sports Center, like, top 10 plays this morning, that's pretty much all I watched on Sports Center. There was that one diving catch. I mean, that was not Tim Tebow being a good quarterback. I know the Broncos came back late in that game, but it was because of Willis McGahee. It was because of that catch. It wasn't because Tim Tebow put the team on his back when he came in. He didn't go 8 of 10, rush for a touchdown, and maybe he doesn't need to do that to prove he's a starter. But man, I didn't know 4 of 10, that makes you the starter now? I don't know. I'll see you guys later. Leave your opinions down below. Tebow or Orton or Brady Quinn. You never know what's going on in Denver right now.